is a hero that, if he gets off to a good start, he can just snowball these games completely out of control.
Which team do you favor than Black? And that's not just draft based, but I guess having that knowledge of how they've been playing in this series so far.
I gotta go with Fnatic again this game. I think their draft is just a little bit too solid. It's all on Gabby, really. Which, can he do it a second time in a row? Is my question.
Well, what do you think, guys? Do you think it's possible for him to pull it through a second time in a row?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think what we've seen from Fnatic is they're just not playing their A game here. You know, the pressure of maybe getting a TI seems to be affecting them. Similar to Black, favor Fnatic's draft, but unlike him, I think TNC, it feels like there's this magic about them where they're just making these drafts work, and Fnatic just is not playing with the same amount of confidence as they have in the past.
Yeah, they seem to have almost more pocket picks, things that Fnatic aren't expecting, things that they think they should be able to. They have the confidence in having that knowledge. Then when they get to this middle game, no, it just feels like TNC direction. They know. I think I am gonna here though. It's difficult to come. I'm gonna be, but again.
You're washed around.
Easy.
Not meant to be. Poor dear.
Are you ready?
Ào, sao chẳng đại nè, vài bo nè.
Bênเกมที่ดี
30 seconds to battle.
Two teams having a little banter back and forth about the tipping and not bullying each other. Obviously, good friends and also rivals as soon as they're in game, but friends outside of the game. So,
yeah, I mean, even last game we saw some all chatting when the Centaur stormed, right? They were in happy spirits, all of them. I'm sure TNC was a little bit mad about it, but they could still joke about it.
Still the tips going out, or even getting a few himself. Japs was the one asking them to, you know, stop tipping him. But nothing too crazy coming out to start this game off. It will be Lion in the 4 position role, Phoenix the 5. That's something, you know, I guess there is sometimes some switch arounds with the Lion and even the Phoenix, but
yep. It's gonna be a very different game than we've seen before. Like the playmaking is not very obvious for TNC. That they gotta preemptively split and then run him with like a Brewmaster, try to cyclone someone, get a stun off, until this Shadow Shaman gets a blink, which should be at like 15 minutes or so. It's gonna be difficult to play the map for TNC until then.
Shaman, we haven't seen this here at all. Coming out of nowhere. What can we expect from Shaman?
I mean, they just picked it as a Lion replacement, right? I'm sure if there was Lion, they would have picked that instead. But they just had a severe lack of disable. And that's pretty much the best option you can go to. Like, if you look at the POS 4 hero pool, there's really nothing better than Lion and Shaman when it comes to just disabling heroes and enabling your own heroes to deal damage to them.
Yeah, the hero that used to be the go-to, maybe like more the Earth Spirit, has kind of fallen to the wayside. Not the go-to for anymore. Otherwise, you know, Tim's an Earth Spirit specialist. He'd be loving that hero, but you need these range supports.
Yeah, mid lane this time around. No, not reverse roles. Armel was last game too, right? No, Armel was the VP. What am I talking about?
Swap mid heroes. So last time this mid matchup was pretty even overall. So far, Armel having a bit of a sizable edge.
Yeah, only missed 2 CS so far.
Good 4 denies up to his hands as well, so good start for the Leshrac. Armel, you know, perhaps punishing the newly returned mid laner. Chuan obviously initially a mid lane when it's a master. coming back from the off lane, a little bit maybe inexperienced when it comes to the mid lane as of late. But bottom lane, a lot of harass coming down. Fnatic were the ones playing aggressive, but they just get zapped back.
Yeah, the Cinder Brew plus Clap plus the Shaman Shock is a lot of single target damage, which Terrorblade is very afraid of in the laning phase. He's sitting at 300 health right now, has to be careful. They're out of regen down here. But both couriers are coming with more regen. They should be fine.
They're very slow. It's the ignite on
Tims?
Tims gets stove on. DJ's going for the kill. The Fire Spirits come back up now. Just as he dives in. So DJ timed this one for this aggression. Has he got the damage to follow this up? One or two more.
One more?
Doesn't get it though. He threw the Fire Spirits at Bok as well, which meant he didn't have a third one to throw.
Yeah, my level 1 Fire Spirits really just don't deal any damage. They slow your attack speed by a ton. But yeah, the damage just comes in from like level 3 onwards. What is Morphling doing? Decently, but so is Def. Like this Pangolier is really the big question mark here. It's always, this hero is very hit or miss, right? Like either you're owning a game or you're not having very much impact at all. And it doesn't really strike me as a Def hero. Like I haven't seen him play it a whole lot.
Yeah, not. And speaking of Polno, obviously knows him well. His fellow Singaporean.
Yeah,
not
shoot
really
him a quick message.
Can't go too much. Yeah, yeah. Let me get you all the info.
Hey Pablo, Def Pangolier, how?
Something smart to say that I can steal. I was messaging him before the series. I was like, all right, I need to sound smart when I'm
Radiant's
casting. What
middle
do you
tower
got?
is under attack.
All he got. Oh, what he did tell me was last time Death played TI qualifiers with him, they got last place. That's what I got.
Oh, that is a great information.
Yep. He was like, yeah, we played TI calls and Resurgence, got last place. Hopefully he does better here. Well, I mean, he already has done better here.
I saw that Qualifier was a little bit of a rough ride for them. It was a Singapore-only team, which just didn't work. Don't have enough players over there.
I know that feeling as an Australian.
Oh yeah.
It's like we got a couple good players, but we definitely don't have 5.
Yeah. But the ones you do have, they're very successful.
Yeah. This will be one of the first years in a while without an Australian at TI, unfortunately, with Hannah's retirement and KP not making it. So that's
right,
for Aussie Dota.
It's okay, there's always the next year. That's what I keep telling myself.
Radiant structures.
As you cast Dota. Here we go. Bottom lane, Tim's in trouble. The Fire's
One more hit.
time around level 2.
Nice.
They're going to go down, and yeah, mid lane, a very deep bit of pressure coming out from Chuan on the Death Prophet, playing behind the tower. Armel. So he gets at level 6, has to maybe be a bit careful here.
Yeah. And we can also see why Shaman is not really picked a whole lot. No, just out of range. He didn't get it, I think. No, he didn't get it. Armel put it too late.
Oh. And he took a lot of damage from another Crypt Storm as well. And he's got a bounty.
He's got to go back to base.
To fall back to. So yeah, he's going to go back to base. Death Prophet doesn't have to go for the rune yet. It's just going to pop a clarity.
This is really bad news. Like Terrorblade is generally a hero you want to own a lane.
Going in on more.
Gabby. How did he die? They got hexed?
Spike into Swashbuckle. And yeah, the Hex, they just chain stunned him from the trees and Death just jumped in with the Swashbuckle.
Yeah,
The
it's really bad news.
Timing, maybe catching him by surprise, I don't know.
Potentially. Look at the gold, it's already 2k. They're winning all 3 lanes right now. Like Terrorblade is a hero you want to beat in lane, he has to go jungle, right? But if he wins lane, it's just a snowball hero that farms faster than almost anybody in the game. And he's having a good old time. All 3 of them are.
Is this supposed to happen? Is this why no one picked Shaman because his hero's kind of weak? Or it's not like they're playing
terrible laner. I mean, he has a good base damage, it's just his mobility is so limited. And after the Ether Shock, what does he have? Like Phoenix just out-trades him. He can't move. And it's just a bad line.
So Phoenix can get on top of you with the dive. And we saw even from the start, TB was spamming level 1 reflection for harass, so he's doing everything they can to bully him.
TB is not the same old weak laner anymore with this reflection buff he received. It's actually a decent spell. It deals 100 damage every time you use it. Good movement slow for your support to hit him even more. It's a strong hero now. That's why it's picked so much.
Alright, well, this is the start Fnatic we're hoping for. They had it at least somewhat in game 2. I feel like this is an even bigger laning victory for them, so we'll see if there's going to be any kind of a response. This bottom lane, they're going to force the Phoenix to dive away. The chase is on Tims, trying to bring him down. It's going to be Boomy elsewhere dying as Tims back to the trees. Another kill top for Fnatic.
Bottom tower is under attack.
And Morphling already relegated to the jungle.
And
Not a good feeling. That's why you want to have Terrorblade, not Morphling.
yeah. Every time Morpheus pick up, you also, I feel like, have to look a bit at the ulti combos. Like, is there somebody he can kind of turn into that's going to have a big impact? There is what the Metamorphosis is the big one this game. Is there anything else that stands out for you?
Potentially the Lion. Like, if you get a good Impale Hex on like a DP or something, it'd be pretty impactful. But you also have to be careful, of course, if you turn into the Lion. He's right next to you, that you don't get hexed and impaled.
Elements purged.
Good rotation from Armel. They needed something. Gotta open the map up. Farming the stack as well. That's a big stack.
Yeah, I imagine that's why the call was like, come for this kill. Even if he dives and gets away, you can take a stack and push this tower. So, a good move regardless. Fnatic make a similar one up top. They rotate with the Exorcism. We'll take a tier 1 tower of their own. And X is still running. They're going to TP mid and pressure this mid tier 1. They probably don't get this tower, but they can get some good damage in.
They have meta as well.
Maybe they do get this tower. We'll see. TNC are going to have to come and defend this. They popped the cliff already.
Bottom tower has fallen.
They get in here in time.
Pace of battle.
They have Brewmaster split.
Yeah, they want to fight.
That is not happening.
Fight.
Gotta be careful.
Stay. Oh, ooh, very close for a hex there.
อ้าวอ้าวเจ้าเจ้า
Radiance.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's struggling quite a bit on Tim's, who we said is gonna be the only source of initiation.
That swashbuckle is just half of Mortal's health
Radiant's
when he's on
bar
low.
has grown thick.
He has a javelin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to the Maelstrom
Now
first.
Courier. Yeah. Did lose his courier. Not a big deal though. Fnatic will see the gold lead reduce. The Leshrac farming that stack and getting the bottom tower does put Armel actually on top again.
If they catch
Good job.
DJ here, that could be a big one as well. But they have a ward, he's sitting right on top of it. Not happening. Unless Armel can hit a split earth? No.
Min-maxing, getting as much farm and XP as he can, even with the knowledge that those heroes are there.
ไหนนี่
He's already 6 now.
Tim's just gonna sentry. I think Tim's realizes like, yeah, he's kind of playing like he doesn't see us, but he's also playing like he does see us. So.
Yeah. An experienced support player will see that in a matter of seconds. Yeah, Armel still keeping the top of the network for now. It's a little bit scary to fight into these heroes though. We said many times how strong DP and TB are against Leshrac, because you gotta run in close and personal. That's where they want you to be in order to beat you up.
Higher Radiant team fight. It's like 4 big kind of wombo combo ultimates, maybe less so the Metamorphosis, and then even Lion offering a lot of disables, but yeah. Respect the team fight.
Yeah, and Def just making the top lane his new home. Well, still home, I guess, not really new home.
Is under attack.
He almost has a Maelstrom. He's very farmed on the Pangolier.
I like how
More farmed than his Terrorblade.
Yeah, just making this top lane. If the TP needed this top lane, he should give it up. If like, I imagine he would have left if Raven was having a bad game, but Raven's just been free farming down bottom as well as at the Ancient Triangle. So he'll give up the lane now to TB, but getting all this farm is going to allow him to have a really nice game.
Yeah, and we have yet to see a Brood split. He's headed for a good 3 minutes, but no chance to use it just yet.
Top gets wavebombed on, but there's no real follow-up.
Yep, and Exorcism popped in the mid lane. What's the defense they can mount?
Primal Split is the big one that probably has to be committed if they want to defend this one. Tron just throws out a casual silence, trying to deter them. TNC.
Finger?
Their Brewmaster in trouble. The Finger blows him up before it can ultimate, and they've got the Rolling Thunder follow-up. They're going to catch Tim's now as well on the Shaman. His death kind of traps himself a little bit, unfortunately. Doesn't get the stun he was hoping for, and that puts Tron in a bit of trouble on the death prop, but he needs to start healing up.
Leshrac damage though?
Extreme heal coming in, but it's going to be too late.
With hasted Leshrac doing so much work.
Oh.
He has Phoenix
Yeah.
Egg.
And he gets down to the low ground. He gets out of there, dodges the Split Earth.
Well
Fortunately
played.
for Death, he just didn't get the bounces he was hoping for. Shaman kind of positioned near the wall meant that he could avoid the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Raven getting very low at the Ancients. Really be careful. But you're a Terrorblade, so who cares?
He's got Possessed Mask. Oh,
Oh, just sundered me, alright. DJ team player?
Nope.
How is Gabby looking? He's actually ahead of Terrorblade in farm after this pretty bad laning phase. And yeah, gold lead back to
Radiant's
pretty much
top
0.
tower is under attack.
Wondering how that fight started. I'm surprised TNC won it.
Yeah, hasted Lash Shock is really strong though. Like, it's probably the best rule he can have.
They just take a mid tier
God.
on tower. This level 4 edict with the Abaddon backing up Armel.
Split.
Just to run in. Yep, Death is a target. He's got a rolling thunder, but I don't imagine he wants to commit. He's just going to swashbuckle away.
ไหวบอลนี่
What about this split here? TNC
Yeah, a little bit
crossing lines a
wasted.
Precious bounty.
It's fine, they get the tower, they disengage, but that should also mean that the Radiant can get the mid tier 1 tower as well.
They're probably hoping not to have to commit the exorcism. It's already low. Minus up on the Brewmaster, so going for the mines before the Ags is what Fanatic's play is going to be with the Brew split down.
Yeah, now a 1k lead for Fnatic. They basically made up 3k gold in 4 minutes. Very efficient map movement. And Lion is farming his blink, are trying to... Oh, he caught the Lion!
Back up in the Death Prophet nearby, but the line is going to get split. It's the silent of the Hex Sorry only coming out into one. The revenge kill should be there.
ไหวบอลนี่
Support for support. Lion for lion in a sense.
Did force some rotations though to a lane where you don't really want to be at this point.
Rainbow is still standing.
Yeah, I'm surprised. They're gonna split. Like, now should be the time to strike. And Raven says, yep, it is. Should be pretty easy with this metamorphosis. They do have glyph though.
They can hold on to the X's now, it seems. They're not even rotating in the Death Prophet. They will glyph it to delay things and look for a deny, it seems. Can Boomy time this? He's pump faking.
They got it.
With the brew. Okay. Raven tried to time it, but too many TNC heroes going for the deny.
Yeah.
And
One of the most important
outpopping
parts
the
of this
TP
down.
now, by the way. Morph is
Yeah, he is.
having a great game.
I mean, look at Lash though, 2k ahead of the enemy's Death Prophet. He's getting everything he wants. Oh, he might be setting up for DP down there with his Jewel Scepter.
Prophet winning one more last creep. Get out of there, it looks like safely. Unless you'll just come in to farm the wave, so. Team looking to make a play right now.
Yep.
I feel like Fnatic, who had that 2k gold lead coming out of the lanes, have
It fights for its
not
life.
exactly found a way to capitalize on it. And if anything, it's the opposite. DJ could be in some trouble in the Phoenix. Runs into a Hex and actually gets the dive away. Still alive for now.
Tim's he needs other heroes to play with him. It's like not the Abaddon Shaman that you're scared of, right? Like, it's not really a killer combo. Like, he needs to Lash with him or Morph, maybe even the Brewmaster. But yeah, very close there for DJ.
Radiant's middle tower.
And he's gonna stay there with his Tranquil Boots.
Doing the low levels in Hex as well as Shackles means Fables aren't really kicking in yet for the Shaman. Need more levels for.
It's a very different skill build than we usually see from when China picked it up a lot. They went like 1-2 levels max in the shock and just maxed Hex and Shackle. Wow, how did he die?
The Exorcism, and they actually managed to bring him down. They threw everything. Finger of Death, all the disables, and an Exorcism. They killed him.
There was a line without Blink and he did not morph up. That means he must have gotten surprised by a silence or so. Because I imagine if he morphs up there, there's a decent chance he might live.
A bad place to commit Exorcism as well, because the T1 tower is there for them. They want to go for that. It looks like they might trade.
Exo is gone already though.
Yeah.
And Lesh is so much faster than DP.
Yeah. I don't know if Lesh is expecting this one. Tips is in the trees. He gets the Hex out first on the line. They both get the Hex out. As Schwan comes running in, the Photic Shield helping keep Armel alive.
It's a meta committed.
That's a TB, you gotta maybe run away from him, but Schwan's got nothing on the Death Prophet.
That's a split!
The Brewmaster split running at him, and Schwan in trouble. The Yule Scepter being used to dodge the Boulder Toss. That may just save Schwan's life, and now with the Rolling Thunder coming to play Death, is zoning these heroes away, but he's only got the Shadow Shaman. He needs to maybe address Armel. He gets the kill on the Shaman. Can they stop Armel from getting these kills? Schwan has just juked them in the trees. This Death Prophet coming up big.
Raven is dealing way too much damage. They need to disengage.
Your family's
Yeah, he juked him while Raven was just putting in the pain.
Oh, yeah, Lesh was hunting so hard for this Death Prophet. Schwan, without an Exorcism, without any mana, just baited them in.
Yeah, stayed alive forever. I mean, he's still alive even. Did not even fall, and they did not get the tower. And it's a Brew Split committed. Sure, Meta is also down,
อ้าวอ้าวเชียวจาก
but
ไหนนี่
TNC was definitely looking for more there. Still holding the gold lead though. Like, you don't expect Terrorblade to ever be ahead in net worth against the Morphling. I mean, vice versa. Morphling to be ahead against Terrorblade. He should be farming much faster.
Fanatic go for maybe some of these kind of team plays where they try and force these towers and they haven't been able to win the fights as successfully as TNC have until that one up top. That pulled them ahead a little, didn't pull them ahead in terms of gold, but at least in terms of the kills. And Raven now going to go back to focus on his own farm with some ancient stacks, but it feels like whenever we've been looking at, yeah, TNC, they're the ones farming stacks, and now they're the ones
For the Roche pit.
They scouted by this observer. Boomy planted it while smoke, so not gonna know maybe what's going on. A TB illusion could go in and scout this one, but I don't think they realize it. They're just sneaking this.
Yeah, they don't have the best Roche lineup either. But now the illusions are kind of running their way. No.
Killing it slowly, but then it's not being scouted. DJ could use the fire spirits here.
They're not. Nah, they're just not aware at all. Leshrak played it very smart too. He looked like he was just taking the rune and disengaging. And that's a free Roche.
At the top, they're showing Leshrak mid. It's same as last game. TNC. I mean, we mentioned how some of these SEA teams at times have been playing a little bit maybe cautiously and scared. TNC, 2 games in a row, sneak a Roshan. That's not playing cautiously or scared. That's making bold decisions that you think can win you the game, and it did last game, and it put TNC in a great position this game.
Yeah, this Morphling with Aegis could be the decider in the next team fight. What are we looking at for item progression? Terrorblade just finishes Mantha.
Fanatic has smoked up on the enemy side of the map. It's an Avalon tanking it though. He's got the borrowed time, so if
He doesn't care.
He's like, all right, let's fight them.
Another haste rune. Ooh, barely makes it out.
Wait, still has the Yule Scepter. Who's he going to look to go on? They initiate him with the Phoenix. Rolling Thunder to follow up from death, but there is going to be Yule's being abandoned. They'll cut their losses on TNC to stop the borrowed time. Just a support kill and several ultimates committed.
Yeah, not a fight they were looking for at all. Good reveal from the smoke though, by Abaddon there.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, not too many strong items coming out. DP prioritizing his own game a little more, going into the travels rather than a fast BKB or Kaya Sanj.
Dire's bottom tower holds.
Leshrak is very strong. Oh, you said that!
Oh, John did his off first. Electric didn't get the Yules in the stun. Now they're going to fall with an Earthquake. Jabwood blinking in for this one. Has the Finger of Death. Is the damage going to be there? They get the Supernova on top of Armel. Armel trying to take his way through this, but even with the hood, it's not enough. Jabs will pay the price. The Brewmaster split being used to make sure they get the Lion, but the chase is on. They want Bok. His Earth Panda is on the run.
Brew looks pretty damn dead.
Blink Dagger, so yeah, he's got the way out without a Blink Dagger. He's going to go for TP, but wishful
I
thinking.
foresee the Radiant's top tower falling.
No chance he makes it out of there. How close is his? Oh, he's only 50 gold away to his Agon Scepter. On the Brewmaster, that means next team fight there's going to be 2 splits, which is going to be very, very troublesome. Yeah, you can't really make these plays without Abaddon. Like, he needs to be behind the Leshrak. If he's there, he's going to survive for a whole lot longer. Maybe even turn around on that.
Farming. Like, they're trying to get this Morphe played up, so. Not Gabby's fault, he necessarily wasn't there. It's just the team who were not all on the same play. Hey.
Yeah. D-Blade is done in 1,000. And we still got about 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis. So we'd have like a decent timing. Not the longest, but a timing nonetheless.
Came down bottom, they're looking for him. They get the stun. Jab's guess is wrong. He's like, he's in the trees, but he just guessed the wrong tree cluster. And now they're looking to turn this one around. Fanatic, oh,
I missed the stun though.
Khan again just juking these TNC spells. Jab will get the blink out as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they're breaking ankles out here, Black.
Tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
I'm not sure why Armel went for the stun before Yules. There was no reason to, really. Probably thought he would get him, but
Is feeling its
yeah, gotta play it a little bit more safe, because like you didn't need the Yules defensively there at all, since there weren't any enemy heroes around. But they will still get the tier 2 tower bottom. Are they trading for top though?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Shaman cancels TP.
I thought they were going to go for the defense. Instead, they're going to just back off, take the outpost.
Feeling its
Fanatic,
mortality.
we're a little scared that TNC were going to come and defend this one, but now maybe realizing that's not the case. They'll clear out the creeps and hope that maybe the Radiant creep would finish off the tier 2
Dire's
tower.
top tower is under attack. It fights for its
Gonna be
life.
enough? No.
Nigh range at least. Maybe, yeah, if a TB illusion or something was up there, they would have had it. But they can clear another creep wave and slowly get it.
Yeah. It's not like super important. The outposts don't give that much experience anymore as they used to.
Maybe for Roshan, having the outpost to TP to can matter, but
Yeah. No Roshan yet.
you have to
So
worry
50 seconds left on the Aegis. E-bait is up. We don't want to force anything with this. Doesn't
I
look
think
like
we may
it.
see Fanatic go for. Well, I guess they're waiting on this Skadi. Often you see these teams smoke up when Aegis is expiring, but they are constantly being scouted out. This dire ward, they just smoked under it. TNC, they know this is coming. The question is, do they try and bait this, take a fight? Like, they're at least considering that. Boomy on the high ground. Selfless support, trying to tank this smoke gang.
Gabby is TPing there too. They definitely want to fight this.
Meanwhile,
They don't have the best initiation.
Shaman may just drop wards down bottom.
Yeah, one more creep until level 12.
Need the shot. There's a TP. Oh, he may get caught. He doesn't have a blink dagger himself. He's in the trees. Jabs. He just. Oh, he got him. Oh, the last 0.1 second.
I think if he went for the Hex TP, he would have lived.
Yes, level 4 Hex.
Maybe they can get...
Here comes.
Oh, Lion is out of position. And he has no
Better
blink dagger
line
either.
than Death Prophet.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I'm trying to get his mana back. Will uses the shadow. I mean, that may save his life if they got detection. Split Earth with the Leshrac AoE damage should be enough. They could throw the Brewmaster Split as well, but the Rolling Thunder comes through, pummeling this Leshrac. Getting shotgun as well. The Abaddon going to get hit by this one as well. The shotgun takes out the Death Prophet. The fall damage from Raven's there, but the defensive fuels from the Lesh going to keep him alive a little bit longer, but the Sunray will finish him off. What a Rolling Thunder from death. Absolutely wrecking the backlines. Will take out the Abaddon, but they still maybe don't have the fair sense for Gab. He's going to be forced back because of the TB. Instead, it's DJ on the Phoenix being chased down. This Brewmaster split with the axe timing, causing a lot of problems here as TB tries to finish off the split. Won't be successful. Nothing to cancel the TP out. Ooh. A bloodbath in this middle lane. It was kind of a 3-for-3 in the end since Shaman, I guess, died before the fight, but both teams using all their big ultis.
Yeah, and Roshan respawns and potentially 1.5 minutes. You just see this Terrorblade. He's untouched every fight. Like they're just trying to ignore him, but he's outputting so much damage. And his Pangolier, they don't have an answer to him either. Like they can't really stop the roll at all.
And it's great because he's stunning everyone. So he stuns up the Leshrac and then he also hits the Abaddon. So those shields and miscores are not saving people like you'd perhaps want them to be.
Yeah, they definitely need BKBs to answer this. And yeah, are they building into them? Yeah, Morph is, Lesh is, and Brewmaster going straight in on this. I like it quite a bit. You just need to get off the splits.
You mentioned the TP kind of being ignored and putting out the damage. What did you see from Morphling that fight? Like, as far as we haven't seen much Morphling this tournament, is this looking like a game where Gabby's going to be able to carry things?
I mean, the way he played it was really good. He turned into the Lion, killed the Lion, of course, and then he hexed the DP so he can't dual dodge his shotgun combo, killed the DP. He did all the right things there. Just didn't end up being enough to win the team fight, but I mean, he definitely knows what he's doing. Is he level 30 on Morphling? That's a pretty sick symbol. I think it's level 30.
That's the level 30. Yeah, I think that's level.
I mean, you could definitely tell, like the way he's using his spells. Yeah, he instantly morphed back before he got stunned. Then morphed up strength. He knows pretty much everything about this hero, in and out.
That's a lot of games.
Yeah, I wonder how many games it is actually.
With a
couple of hundred.
That's that thing, you know. You mentioned there didn't seem to be a better option than Morphling when we got to that last pick, and Gabby saw the same thing. So going for a comfort pick, even if it's an out of meta comfort pick.
Yeah.
And with the 2-0 lead, that's a good time to go for a pick like that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of players would just be like, nah, I don't want to play Morphling unless it's like a free Morphling game, you know? But Gabby is... Yeah, he doesn't seem to be caring too much. Even in game 2, it wasn't the perfect PA game, but he still made it work, no problem.
Top tower is feeling its mortality.
Gabby is definitely showing up these qualifiers.
Yeah, and he had to. A lot of strong competition. Leshrac very close to his BKB.
Is that I mean, you mentioned the Rolling Thunder. Is that something that TNC's ready to go with? I mean, they may have to be ready to go because Roche has respawned, so we'll see if either of these teams goes for it. Raven's in there. They may just commit an Exorcism.
Yeah.
TNC
Morph has to be very careful.
Yeah, this Roche is just dead.
Yeah, no way they're fighting this. I mean, they sort of know, but it's too late already. I think Morph just wants to prioritize his own BKB, because fighting into Rolling Thunder without BKB is so hard, especially with this Talon on Pango. It lasts for 13 seconds. It's ridiculous.
Just give it up. Looked like they were TPing minutes if they might want to try and contest it, but that's not the case.
That's a shot on DP. I liked it quite a bit. When you get Spirit Siphon for 4 seconds, you get Feared. Can be pretty impactful against some of these heroes.
Yep.
Also gives you one additional charge, right? Yeah, 5 charges.
So, Fnatic, not going to see them immediately look to utilize this Aegis Cheese. They have to wait for the Exorcism cooldown as well as the meta. Oh, sorry, not meta. They didn't actually commit. It was just the Exorcism.
Yep, just Exorcism. TB is ready to fight. 200 away from his BKB. And we didn't really talk much about it, but TNC was leading by like 2k before that fight, and ever since then, they made up 7k gold, basically.
Similar to last game with it going back and forth, because this game it was Fnatic who had the lead, like 2-3k gold out of the lanes, and then TNC swung it their way, and now it's back Fnatic's way. But it doesn't feel like either team is making the same kind of maybe overly aggressive throws as we saw a bit in game number 2.
Yeah, and this game is really gonna come down to who gets the better initiation. They both have instant blink hexes, Shaman and Lion. This game is just gonna be purely decided on who goes first and on what target.
I hear that, and I'm hearing we're gonna see some Aeon Disc then. I already see a few queued up.
Yep. Aeon Disc every game.
Well. You're playing against Hex as a core, you want Aeon Disc. Pango has one, Death Prophet has one queued up.
Yep.
Also,
Brewmaster already has his as well.
Yeah, Brewmaster has it. Yep, all these cores with Aeon Disc.
EJ, queued up Aeon Disc. There's definitely something that will be done to this item. I'm not quite sure what, but it's a little too good. And by a little, I mean a lot.
I wouldn't mind. I like the concept of the item. It just seems too cheap. Like, I imagine even make the build-up different, so it costs like an extra like 1,000, 1,500 gold, and gives like some stats maybe.
I just don't like the concept of it reducing or basically removing all the damage. Like, if it reduced it by like half, I would be on board with it. But it's basically a free blink out, a free everything. It's like a mini Oracle ulti, right? Hims. Raven has Aegis. Can they kill this guy? Well, not anymore. Morph can keep it out already. Finished his BKB. I think he's happy to fight now. Just a question, do you want to fight into a Terrorblade Aegis? It's not an easy fight.
You mentioned these fights coming down to execution. Is there key target for either side, or like what is the execution that both teams are looking for to win these fights?
I think the best targets to kill for TNC are definitely DP and Phoenix. I think it's going to be very hard to kill Death with his Aeon Disc, so...
He's fishing, he's right next to him.
Ooh. They're breathing each other's air. He's like, where's that smell coming from?
That's not socially distant. Don't like that here.
Yeah.
And Jabs walks off. That's a bit better, Jabs.
Dire's bottom
thank you
tower
for
is under attack.
abiding the law. DP is a little bit alone up there, but Shaman is nowhere near, and his Battle-Axe is out. Okay. They need Shaman to set up for the skills. Otherwise, no chance. He was trying to bottom, but Fnatic was just like, alright, we're pushing the whole lane with everybody.
Now Shaman's courier kind of reveals the fact of what he's doing, but they're going high ground. They say we're ready. Exorcism plus TB with an Aegis. It's time to go. They still have a couple minutes left on this Aegis, so on this tower.
How hard do they want to commit? No meta has been committed so far.
Yeah, I'm surprised no Glyph was used some time ago, so... See...
Yeah.
Find a way to defend this one. Gabby in the trees, trying to find an E-Blade target. There is an Aeon Disc on Pangolier though, so Death can't really be blown up here. And it looks like Fnatic just going to disengage. And with 60. It's an arcane rune death prop. That's why they threw this exorcism. There will still be a window. They'll still have like a minute left on this Aegis when exorcism is back up. Maybe more like
They're
45,
smoking out
50
right away.
seconds. Right while it's down. I imagine they would have seen this arcane rune.
Yeah,
I know the
I'm sure they were
window
aware
was
of it.
Career flying over. That's going to kind of reveal where TNC are. Question is, do they want to go onto from low ground to high ground? That seems incredibly risky. Bok is leading
Ooh,
the
Bok
charge.
is going.
Brewmaster gonna pop out of the smoke here, has the primal split. Fanatic death immediately throws on the rolling thunder. The silence bomb is there, but Armel gets the BKB up. Then turns the Aeon. Can they blow up Bok? Nope, he gets off the primal split. Armel, he's dying to the Venom TB. Does TB have the damage with the Skadi, so he should be fine. The BKB gonna wear off soon. He might get thrown up in the air. The spider legs. Armel, he gets out of there. TB can't finish him off. Raven needs a Sunder target too. He's getting a bit low here. Has got the Phoenix speed, needs it. Will take out Boomy, and the left did end up getting chased down. They got 3. They're looking
Gabby got caught out.
be in trouble on the wall. Anything to stop his TP? No. He gets out, but they may get Bok now instead. He threw the second ultimate. Even if they don't get him, he's got no primal splits left. Looks like he will get his way out of there.
Ooh, yeah. It's just, we spoke about it during the draft. Like fighting into these heroes is so incredibly difficult. You can't fight into Supernova and Metamorphosis. There wasn't even Exorcism.
And now they have Exorcism. There's no good for this one. This is going to be a lane of Rax, it feels like.
Actually, two.
The left track.
Tower is under attack.
TB Edo is pushing the mid tower, and they're just gonna go middle right after this, I feel like.
Abaddon, but there we go. They'll get the full bottom lane. What's the call? Do they want to push their luck? I feel like they're having some slight flashbacks from last game. Like, what happened last game when we went for a second lane? But no, it's fine. Oh, wait, no, it's not. They're thinking twice about this one. And they'll play it safe. I don't mind this, Black. Like, I think they, like you say, they probably could have, but Aegis was expiring, no Metamorphosis, and last game things went pretty south for them when they went for that second lane.
Yeah, just wait for your cooldowns. You are super far ahead. There's no reason to risk anything. If anything, TNC has to be the one making a risky play. So just prepare for that. Exorcism 90 seconds. Meta is going to be up by that time as well. Like the overwhelming amount of team fight on the Radiant side is just too much to deal with for the Dire. There's just nothing they can do, really.
That's what we kind of, highlighted in the draft when we saw some of these heroes. We're just like, definitely some question marks about how TNC win a team fight. We haven't even really seen Supernova come into play because team fights just...
The counter DP?
That's how you win a team fight. Blow her up with an E-Blade. DP goes down, dead for 75. Gabby's stuck in the woods, but we'll have to wait for him. Fine.
Gabby's like, I don't want to leave.
Like Shaman should be able to deny the wards from 4.
Yeah, or make one go into the ground so you can walk through and then back up again.
Shaman definitely needs something. I feel like this hero has not been changed ever, really.
Yeah.
The last change I remember this hero had was when Ethershock used to be single target, right? Like way back when? Like 1 day maybe?
Yeah, and the constant buff to his base damage.
So that's not a change to the hero. I mean, like, I'm talking like,
No.
you know...
Oh, you mean like a fundamental change?
Yeah. Like a new...
Oh,
like
yeah.
His act is one of the... like, this most boring acts. Here we go, Lincoln bottom. They have the Finger of Death. They want to blow up this left track, stop them getting the BKB off. Now let's get it out of the Yules, but the right-click damage is there. Raven blows him up. They're doing this without the Death Prophet. They're just catching TNC by surprise. The Abaddon's trying to come in to save the day, but it's too late with the Lesh already dead. Raven BKB TP's out. And they just killed Lesh without Death Prophet. That was ballsy from Fanatic.
In the enemy base as well. Yeah, it's not something you see every day, but they get out without losing anybody also.
Yeah.
So both mid lanes going down in the end. And now DP. Arcane Rune again.
Oh,
Yeah.
For Fnatic at least.
Beautiful. Go, my
I don't think
sisters,
it's
go.
beautiful. The Death Prophet does. I'm not trying to be unbiased.
Yeah, of course, of course. We all know what you're
There's a
thinking.
DD outside the Roach Pit. It's like, oh yeah. So that person's happy, but
Beautiful.
not me.
Of course, you would never be happy. You're very unbiased.
At least
You don't want TNC to win because of your compendium.
Actually, I'm biased, Black. I predicted TNC. I got to be able to brag that I predicted the right team.
Yeah,
Oh no.
the bragging rights are always there.
What do we got? DJ has a ward. He's going to throw the sentry out first. Check that there's nothing on the high ground.
Interesting that he did that. Because he has a gem.
I guess drop the gem on the ground for that flying vision, right?
Yeah. But of course, he's getting a bit older, so... You know.
Used to be.
Yeah. I know that feeling very well.
Been on this Fnatic team the longest. Maybe like what?
A couple of years now, right?
2007, maybe 2017. Longer, I want to say, like 3 or 4 years, right? No.
Did he ever leave since he joined first?
Oh, maybe he took a break or something. That's a good question.
Rolling on Gabby.
In my DJ history, yep. Gets some more strength off, and it feels like Death is just looking and prodding, fading out some spells.
Yeah, I mean, Rolling Thunder is such low cooldown. It doesn't really matter.
It's gonna look like a kind of nothing ultimate, but the one thing is Roche could have been coming up, but he's got a minute before they have to worry about Roche. And of course, Rolling Thunder for a potential Roche fight is always...
Yeah, one of the scariest abilities in the entire game. I'm just trying to see what like the game-breaking power spike could be for Morphling. He's got a Skadi now. It just doesn't feel like he can combat the Terrorblade at all during this like supernova exorcism flying around. There's just too much stuff going on that Morphling can't really focus anyone.
Fatal is TV, his damage output is out of control. Doesn't have the Satanic yet, that's kind of more the defensive item, and he doesn't feel like he's ever needed this defensive item. He's yet to die and never really feels like he's in any danger of dying.
1.1 second Crypt Swarm cooldown.
I'm like, what's going on here? How, does he have a refresher? I was like, this is nuts.
Yeah, the talent is pretty insane.
Hovering around this Roshan pit, the TB Illusion gets to scout it, whereas TNC have a bit of a trickier time scouting Roche.
They could be doing Roche soon because somebody has to go bottom and defend that lane. Courtesy of the Rex push, of course.
And Fnatic see that, which is perhaps why they smoke now. They're looking for that jump.
Straight to the pit.
This Leshrac bottom. There is an outpost for Lesh to TP to, but they're just going to look to probably take this with Exorcism. Maybe they want to hold on to these ultimates. They're probably saving it for a fight. Fog. Goes up the Cinder Brew.
He has to be fast though, he's got to be decisive.
Going in, he gets silenced, so he has got an A on this. They may just going to ignore him while they finish off the rope. Nope, they want Fog, but he does get off the split.
Morphling in trouble!
Morphling gets blown up and out buyback. Oh no! TB gets hexed up, but this TB is a tanky fella. You're not bringing him down, and he's just going to focus the Roche. Needs to maybe deal with these Serpent Wards. You don't want to see Roshan get denied or stolen or an Aegis denied or whatever it may be. So yeah, clear the Serpent Wards and finish the Roche, and TNC, they're just getting the hell out of there. We're starting to see why Morphling is perhaps not picked so much, it feels like. This was a free farm Morphling, but it's not doing much against the 5-man teamfight lineup.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about. Picking Morph into line can easily end up like this, because Morph always wants to wave in and shotgun someone, which means you're in prime position to get hexed by the line. That's what happened. Couldn't get off his BKB. And yeah, this game seems all but over. 30 seconds. No exorcism though. So I guess there's some hope to defend the last lane at least.
Fnatic feeling like it's in a pretty good place. They're tipping their buddy Raven. He's the guy that TNC were tipping. The former TNC carry player. Played with them through numerous TIs. Looking to get one back on his former teammates here. They are down 2-0, so this is just the first step of several for Fnatic if they want to make their way to the International, but first have to get this one game.
Yeah, but it's about time though. Like after these 2 defeats, they really need this win to boost morale as well.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's going to demoralize TNC. I think draft-wise, TNC are going to look at this and be like, yeah, we made some mistakes. Play-wise, you know, wasn't our best game, wasn't our worst, but like you say, morale-wise, this will definitely boost Fnatic up.
Yeah, but if you just look at the chess game of draft, last game, TNC also lost that. They outplayed, but they can't be happy with the draft they've had.
TNC trying to perhaps make something happen. They get the Hex out onto the Terrorblade. Maybe not the best target if they can't burst him down. Doesn't look like they've got the damage. The Rolling Thunder coming through, which is going to sun up Tim's on the Shadow Shaman. He's the one that was trying to lock down the TV, but they just had no damage at all. Shaman dead. Gabby getting sunned up.
Morphling can't move.
Thunder. This Mango is just wreaking havoc here. Gabby going to go for a roll-up play of his own, using the morph. He turns around with an E-Blade, but that does no damage at all to Jap. He's got the Aeon Disc to keep himself alive. Death with an Aeon Disc of his own. The Pengo still surviving his way through this one. Armel's led.
Armel's damaged.
Not the Phoenix. Client's Death Prophet has an Exorcism now. This could spell trouble for TNC, who's now lost their morph, and they have to fight into an Exorcism. They need to get Armel out of here. Not sure they can. They've lost the line. It looks like Armel will just barely get back to safety, so Fnatic don't perhaps get the team fight they were hoping for with the Exorcism.
Is learning to
Stone
fear.
goes down. And that'll kind of even things up at 2 kills apiece, but that Exorcism was a very short-lived one.
Yeah, a fight. I think you can't really ask for anything better if you're TNC with this goal disadvantage. And any trade that you take at this point is probably good for you. But yeah, this Terrorblade is just unstoppable. And that was without Exorcism, as we said. Absolutely brutal. Terrorblade is 13k gold ahead of the Morphling. Ay. Morph is itemizing into an E-Blade. A Swift Blink. The thing is, Morph is also a hero that can't build into Nullifier at all. While his entire kit is about bursting down heroes. You can't do that against Aeon Disc. It's just not possible. We have seen there, he shotgunned the line, he was like, oh, alright, I got Aeon Disc. I don't care.
Things will slow down a bit now from the TNC side, but Fnatic
Well, you say that.
high ground again. They've got
Yeah.
travel on Death Prop. They're playing around this top lane here. What can they find?
It's a TB25 as well, so he has the meta attack range.
With a flicker and Abaddon. It's a great item. I'm surprised to see that it's on the Abaddon. Maybe not feeling they've got a better target, and with the TB meta range, it's going to be hitting this high ground from the low ground. Death Prophet TP's into the creeps. They force an Aeon Disc on the Brew. Now he's going to be careful when he initiates. They just have to use that Primal Split from afar. I'm not trying to clear out some illusions with the Pulse over Shiva's Guard. They've got the Sunray heal. Time. The trees is the Morphling looking for a target. Raven's just going to BKB. He gets the fear out onto the Leshrac as well. And with that, Leshrac, Armel, he can't be kept alive. He just melts. TB will lose his first life.
Died though. No meta.
He's got
no BKB also.
Coming back without meta, there's going to be a fear. Gabby with the stolen fear. Looking to take out Raven. It looks like Raven will get forced up back to safety. Smallplay doing some work here. Arnold running in careful. So much damage. Raven uses the Sunder, turns this one around on the Morphling. Morphling is dead, but now there's no more Sunder, and Armel on this Lesh has to get out of there with the spider legs. He's on his own. He's got a shield to try and bail him out here, but they've lost the Shaman as well, so no more control to play around as Armel still on the run. Will finally get caught and chased down. That's 4 dead, and TNC are going to call GG. We're going to a game 4. Not so easy, say Fnatic.
Under attack.
Yeah, finally a sign of life. Whew. Draft again, very good. Execution this time around was also very good. There was a time in the mid game where you thought maybe TNC can do it, but the team fight is just overwhelming. Ever since TB got Skadi BKB, I think the game was just pretty much over. They could never find a good team fight. And yeah, well done Fnatic.